He's not himself anymore. You ask, what's wrong? He says, I'm just tired. But it's more than that. There's a short temper. There's distance. There's a blank stare. There's checking out, the way he pulls away even when you're trying to connect. His absent-mindedness, his irritation. These aren't just bad moods. They're signs of burnout, especially in men, middle-aged men in particular. And if you're watching this, chances are you're seeing it up close. Let's talk about what's really going on and how you can support your partner without losing yourself in the process. Let's take a breath here because this one is personal for so many of us. If you're in a relationship with a man who's slowly shutting down, not violently, not dramatically, just fading, coping his way through life, you're not imagining it. You're likely seeing the hidden signs of burnout, and it looks different in men, quieter, but just as destructive. Let's unpack this because when you understand what's really happening, you can stop taking it personally and see it for something that it really is. Then you can respond with clarity, not resentment. So why do we miss the signs? Burnout in men doesn't always look like collapse. It often looks like control, withdrawal, irritability. So instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed, he'll say, you're nagging me. Can't we just have some peace? I don't want to talk about this. And suddenly you're the problem. You feel like you're chasing him, or perhaps worse, mothering him. When you understand that deeper cause, you stop trying to fix the symptoms and start supporting the root, the epicenter of where this is coming from. It reminds me of a great couple that I've worked with. We'll call them Todd and Lisa. Lisa was done. Todd was shut down, emotionally unavailable, stuck in autopilot. She said to me, he won't open up. I ask and he just pulls away. My advice surprised her. Stop reaching out the same way. Stop asking the same questions. Try meeting him where he is at without demanding emotional depth before he's ready. Lisa listened. Instead of pressing for answers and putting a load on him, she started noticing small entry points through offhand comments, quiet routines, and shared tasks. She met him in the mundane. Within weeks, Todd began to soften. He started initiating conversations, not because she pushed harder, but because she created safety instead of pressure. And that's the key. Sometimes the most effective shift isn't louder effort, it's a subtler alignment. So what does male burnout really look like? Let me walk you through some subtle signs. You might see a drop in curiosity or playfulness, more time zoning out, TV, phone, games, quick frustration over small things, less affection, more avoidance, hyper-focus on work or routines, defensiveness when asked how he's doing, shame responses mixed in with anger. Here's the key. Many men were never taught to name stress. They were taught to push through, to perform, to suck it up, to be productive even when they're drowning. So when burnout hits, they don't collapse, they retreat into their learned blueprint, survival mode. And that survival mode can make them seem cold, when really they're just depleted. Think of burnout like a circuit board. When it overheats, the system doesn't explode, it actually shuts down. That's what's happening for many men. They're not angry at you, they're short-circuiting inside. And the more we push, the more they retreat. Here's what not to do, even with good intentions. Most women respond to this by trying to talk it out. We need to connect more. That's really reasonable. You might say, you seem so distant. Why won't you let me in? Really common things we say. But when a man is in burnout, talking feels like a load. It feels like pressure. It's adding rather than subtracting stress. So love feels like a demand, and he can shut that down even more. So then you get more anxious, and that cycle continues and sometimes exacerbates. Instead of pushing him for emotional connection, our job is to start creating emotional safety. Less pressure, more presence. This is what interrupts the spiral. This is what is nourishing. So how do you actually support a burnt-out partner? Let me give you a simple 4-step path. 1, regulate yourself first. Your nervous system cues his. If you're feeling activated or triggered, he will feel unsafe no matter what you say. So start with your breath, with your body language, with pausing before you speak. 2, shift from pressure to permission. Replace "we need to talk" with "would it help if I sat with you?" or "no pressure to answer, I just wanted to check in." This invites connection instead of demanding it. Number 3, mirror the unspoken. Try saying, "It seems like you're carrying a lot lately. I know naming it can be hard. I just want you to know I see you." In that, there's no fixing. There's only reflection and attunement. Number 4, protect your own boundaries. Supporting him doesn't mean abandoning yourself or taking on the emotional load of his experience of life. If you're constantly walking on eggshells, something deeper needs repair. Support doesn't mean sacrifice. Let's name this plainly. Men get burnt out too. They just weren't taught how to name it. And women, we weren't taught how to recognize it, but now you do. Now you see the shutdown for what it is, not rejection, but a system crying out for rest, attunement, and a new way of going forward. And you can choose to respond with compassion without losing your own center and doing the heavy lifting for him. If this resonated, I want to hear from you. What signs have you noticed in your partner or in yourself? Drop them in the comments. Let's make this a space where we break the silence.